Howdy, everybody, and welcome to Random Rhapsody's Æther-Shanties. I am Matthew R. Dawson, your friendly neighborhood host and game master for the SAGAS campaign, and joining me around my virtual table tonight are Alyssa, Joe, KOINES, Nico, and Nobody. Say hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
You're so good at that. Now, before we begin, we do have some announcements to get through, starting with a word from our sponsor for this campaign, SAGAS. SAGAS stands for Setting and Genre Agnostic System, and was created by OKSRPGs. It's a universally rules-light TTRPG designed to help you easily tell your stories in any world imaginable. You can choose from over 100 unique features to build your character, or you use the guidelines for quickly making your own unique abilities. SAGAS promotes helping allies over helping yourself, and encourages teamwork to succeed in challenges. Using the smooth and fast combat rules, you can describe epic team combos that you can use in combat to take down your foes. In any setting, SAGAS provides a smooth integration of rules to create a unique framework to help create your adventures. It uses a check-based roll under resolution system, which is unique to most TTRPGs. Your character features can change the size of the dice you roll, and your allies can help by giving you more dice, improving your chances to getting the lowest possible number. There's a free 35-page SAGAS playtest, which is available on DriveThruRPG, and the Kickstarter for the campaign has been fully funded. You can find the link in the chat and show description. This week, we are back with another episode of our Cursestrahd campaign, Sonnet of Blood. Our heroes are heading off to Argynvostholt, searching for some Vistani who have captured the alchemist, who also happens to be the father of Esmeralda. It's complicated as hell. But they are walking into an unknown cathedral, and it's going to be a lot of fun. That is this Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central Time. You can keep up to date on everything we do here on the network by following us on Facebook as Random Rhapsody TV, on Twitter is @random_Rhapsody, on Blue Sky is Random Rhapsody, and on TikTok is Random Rhapsody_TV. That's it for our announcements. So join us as we return to the world of Loroupa and join the crew of the Wayfinder and their Æther-Shanties. And we're back. So for this campaign, we offer up the Random Rhapsody coin to whoever gives us a recap of the previous session. That coin is good for one free reroll. And if I do the recap, I get that coin, and I can use it in a lot of different ways. It's probably not the best thing in the world for me to have that coin, and so I offer it up to everybody else. So, with that in mind, who wants to do the recap this week?
I'll do it.
Okay,
I'll
then.
soldier on again.
Soldier on again. Well, then, Zolos, tell us what happened last time on Æther-Shanties.
Well, we recently freed all those people, the prisoners. One fucked off and ran away. Some elf. They didn't really want to be our friends. One very intriguing tiefling that I hope I get to know a little more. And you know what? Some old man, some nerd that's going to help us read books and translate the ship. And I was too busy looking at the tiefling to remember who the other people were. But we're back on the ship. We got them settled. They're chilled out. We got a little bit of info about them. Again, I don't remember any of them. Character and player, none at all. We decided we needed to restock. We got a lot of gold when we freed them. We stole the slavers' money, which, I mean, isn't that the best thing to do with the slavers' money is you steal it after you kill them? We went, got some supplies, came back. Turns out Lark had a visitor of that little obnoxious dockmaster, little short guy that's got a real Napoleon complex. You know, Napoleon's not. You know, he's got a real Lark complex. He's very short, hates tall people.
Got a real cog complex.
Look at the face. They're like, what? That's not me at all. Sorry. Fourth wall break there, people. He was demanding money, saying if we stayed there longer, we'd have to pay a fee if we're there for more than 24 hours. Just being an obnoxious little guy. Came back, found all that out. When we got back, we're like, hey, let's go ask the guy, go ask the bar, the owner of the bar. Let's go see if he knows anything about this little prick. We get there. Of course, he's unavailable. He's sleeping. But the big oaf at the door, the golem, he kind of hated him. He said
He's
he was
an
kind
ogre.
of a prick. Yeah. Oh, is it an ogre? Okay.
Ogre.
Doesn't like the dockmaster. Thought he was a little piece of shit. All I need to know, right there. When we came back, we're just kind of hanging out, and I'm going to ask the others real quick. Was it when we were sleeping that we saw them breaking into things, or was it you guys? You guys are taking your watches. That's what it was. Yes.
Yeah.
So while we were sleeping on the ship for the night, both Lark and the Doc spotted. Lark, I believe, was the one that spotted very highly him stealing from another ship, and then we saw Doc saw a small figure sneaking onto the ship on the other side of us. Didn't get a definitive look at. So we're pretty sure it was him. Had a sack when he left the ship. Did not have it when he went in. So in the morning, Lark and Doc went one way. Skarn and I went the other, talked to these ships and say, hey, we think you got robbed. They had a lot more success than Skarn and I did talking to ours. They didn't really like me, which is shocking. Everybody loves me. I mean, come on, really? So now we're just kind of waiting to see what happened. They said they took care of the problem, so I'm hoping that means they killed him and he's not actually working for them. Because that could mean we just told them, hey, we know you stealing from everyone. And that would be bad. So now we're just waiting. Gonna see what happens. Oh, we got a job. We're gonna finally officially take that job and we're gonna leave. We haven't done it yet, but we promise this session we're gonna accept the job from the guy at the bar to finally leave.
You promise?
Do you
I
promise?
This time it's gonna happen.
Cross my heart.
Absolutely. Well, there you go, Zolos. There's the random Rhapsody coin. Don't forget to use it. It's only going to last this session. Well, Wayfinder Crew. Like Solo said, you've told the two ships that you spotted the dock foreman sneaking around and warned them about the possibility of theft. You have suspicions about the man, but you haven't seen him since last night, and as Zolos said, the place he was last seen isn't being very forthcoming. Still, you've done your part and alerted them about what you've seen. By this time, you've regrouped once again, and are considering your next moves. Aravast is working on translating the symbols on the navigation system at the helm, and he will need some time before those translations are complete. So you got some time before having to really focus on that. So, with that in mind, Wayfinder Crew, what are you going to do now?
Well, I would love to go and accept that job I just talked about right away. However, since we do know he said he'd be back in the morning, if he is in fact still alive, and we just got our supplies, I really think we need to stick around the ship for a little bit to, be here in case something happens.
Okay.
So that would be my
Seems reasonable.
suggestion.
So you're just going to hang out on the ship and wait to see if the foreman ever does appear. How do you spend your time waiting? Anything in particular you all want to accomplish while you're here aboard the ship? Or are you just sitting there twiddling your thumbs?
I know we brought the stuff on. Did we stow away all the stuff, our supplies? Or did we just, is it still sitting out in front of the ship?
I know that you all at least moved it in, right?
Yeah, that's right, because Zolos wasn't very helpful, and I think Skarn did all the work. So I do remember that.
Skarn did all the lifting. Lark did all of the inventory.
So yeah, I mean, we got... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna ask, did we figure out what the dagger that we got was?
Oh.
I
thought we had the what's his name look
I
at
think
it.
wasn't it like
You did.
it was magical? I think, or it was powered, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. It's a powered magical dagger, so it counts as magical damage instead of physical damage.
And then there was a ring as well, I believe. Or am I thinking of
That's Curse of Strahd.
Strahd? Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Too
that
many
was Curse
magic
of Strahd.
items. Too many magic items.
So the dagger counts as magic damage, but it's not +1 or anything like that.
No, not really. It doesn't do, because remember, every time you hurt somebody, you just do 1 damage. It doesn't like do double damage or anything like that.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
I guess we can get to know our passengers a little more. I mean, or
I was just wondering if there's anything specific. You don't have to fish for anything.
I think I want to go around and make sure that our defenses are prepared again, considering we might be encountering hostiles soon. So I'm gonna make sure that the ballistas are preloaded and have more bolts up on their stations.
their
And,
stock.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. You can spend some time, and let's say you spend the next hour just readying your ship, fortifying it, loading your weapons, and making sure your harness lines are in good condition and stuff like that, as you wait to see whether or not the foreman does actually show up. And after about 2 hours of waiting, I kind of imagine you've all completed anything you really need to do aboard the ship. The foreman has not shown up. Actually, other than a couple of the ship's crews moving about, you can see in the distance just readying their own ships for departure and things like that. Nothing really interesting has happened as you've all been kind of waiting and puttering about your ship.
right. Well, I suppose we should go and accept that job, right? We should go decide. Do we all have to go? Or
I honestly don't know.
I mean, I would think, as long as one of us acts as a representative, I want to keep some people here just in case that little bastard shows up. 'Cause I don't trust him.
I'm not. Maybe this is me being overly suspicious, but I don't think he's gonna show up.
Yeah, no. I'm hoping maybe when they said they took care of the problem, hoping he's dead, or at
It's
least
kind of the feeling I
incapacitated.
got.
But I still don't want to leave the ship unattended.
Of course.
I mean, do we want to? Because I have now remembered the two of our new people were like ship, like they were pirates, but they were like crewmen on ships themselves, so they can help defend the ship. In case something happens. So I mean, we could send two people out to accept the job, perhaps. Because like I said, I don't want everybody to go and then something happen. Also,
Should one of us perhaps?
They could steal our ship.
I mean,
Would it not be?
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, would it not be better to keep them on the ship with some of us,
Yeah,
and then
well,
a handful of us go accept the job?
that's like at least maybe two of us go accept the job. Watch each other's backs, and then the rest of us stay
Seems
here with the
reasonable.
new people.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
Look, I'll stay here, and if anybody comes on the ship that's not supposed to, bam, explode their ass.
I'll also
Just-
volunteer to stay back. I feel like every time I go to that bar, something goes wrong and we get in a fight.
Unlogic.
Guess I can go. He's gonna just look almost like yeah, I'll go. It's like, all right, who's coming with me? Feathers, short round? Huh? What you want to
Sure,
go with?
I'll come
me,
along.
or- Right. You know what? I feel safer with you with me anyway. Because you will kill everyone, and I could just kind of watch. Although I don't even know if I want to watch. That was kind of horrifying. So yeah, short round and I'll go.
I'll stay put.
Okay. You also have, like you mentioned, you do have your two crew members now, Bertarelli and Lugim, the half-orc and halfling, who you rescued from the Cult of the Veiled Ones. They did say that they would work on your ship for until they get to, where you're going
I'm
next.
trusting with them to work on the ship. I don't know if I would trust them to go with us to talk and accept this job.
Oh no,
just in
they don't want to
case.
go with you.
Oh,
They
okay.
just, I'm just saying that they
Yeah.
can stay behind and watch the ship if more people want to go.
Well, I mean, I think two should be all right.
Sure, whatever.
Unless somebody else wants to go.
Yeah, because I mean, the other issue is we met these guys yesterday and we don't know if they're going to sail off with the ship if we leave them with it.
Exactly. We have trust issues. That's okay.
Trust
So you can either
issues.
do two or take one more. It doesn't matter to me.
It's whatever.
I'm
Let's just
just gonna
continuously
keep
split the party.
Well, we've
trying
done
to
that.
avoid that.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't this time around.
Exactly.
That's true. We need a security system for the ship so we can just go boop boop and
You'll have to get working on that while we're in space.
It has to make
It's
that
a magic
noise.
targeting ballistas.
It definitely has to make the noise. That's the only reasonable noise it's gonna make. Boop 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 sound.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
You remember in like the 90s and early 2000s, people would have security systems on their cars that would like say something. It would be like, back up! Or something, whatever.
That's haunted.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. Right? They're like,
It could be
back
awesome
the fuck
and
up!
haunted.
There are definitely people on my street who have security cameras that like play a message when you walk past their house. Like if you're just on the sidewalk, it will
Ring
start
cameras do that.
going, "Hello, you are being recorded."
Yeah, ring cameras do that all the time.
It's like, Craig, now recording.
No, yeah.
So yeah, I guess Zolos and Lark can head out.
Right on. Well, Zolos and Lark, you do know your way to the what was that called? The Rock Rat. The bar that your friend, well, not really friend, but your contact here, Mr. Crowborn, works and owns. Now, it takes you about 30 or so minutes to walk through the city towards that location. As you're doing so, I'd like the both of you, you've already mentioned how paranoid you all are at this point, so go ahead and give me perception checks, just to see how watchful you are as you make your way towards the Rock Rat. You're aiming for a 5 here.
Ooh, that is a 1. Started off great.
Hell yeah.
Perception.
Very nice.
Would this use my investigate ability?
Sure.
Okay.
That's fine.
I think we're about to see. They're gonna get a 1-2, and the not and gesture team is totally gonna be Lark and so right here. New dynamic duo. New dynamic duos coming right now.
New dynamic duo. Who dis?
The little zigger.
Oh.
Like Ticker.
I know.
But Ziggy.
I know.
Yeah.
It's just so close. Hey, I like that. It still counts.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You're both equally watchful as you're making your way towards the bar. And because of that, you would immediately notice that somebody is following you. Well, two somebodies, actually. A distinct-looking old man with a dark-skinned, taller follower, both wearing kind of shabby, ragged robes. They're kind of trying to keep themselves hidden. They're kind of trying to walk like behind crowds and that sort of thing. But they're both very distinct because you've seen them both before. Those are the monks who were begging you all for help at the bar a couple nights ago.
Have we made it to the Rock Rat yet, or we just clocked them?
You
while
clocked
we
them
there?
as you're walking towards the bar.
Hey, you remember those two weirdos that before we got into the fight at the bar, the two monk guys? You see they're following us, right?
Oh yeah.
Do we just, because weren't we gonna potentially accept their offer too, since we're already gonna be out there, and if we see pirates, we're gonna probably kill them anyway?
I guess.
That's what they were wanting, right? They were wanting us to actively go to war with the pirate. Well, if we run into them, we're gonna defend ourselves regardless.
Aren't we gonna sort of be pirates though?
Well, yeah, I mean, let's semantics, okay? Semantics. Let's not get into labels here, all right? I
Okay,
like
so then, like, are we gonna go out of our way to like attack people first? Because then isn't that sort of like a genocide kind of thing?
a genocide? I don't know how many people. I mean, that's gonna be a lot of people we're gonna.
I mean, I just meant like it would be indiscriminate and a lot of killing for.
You got that bloodlust the other night, didn't you? Killing all those zombies. Nice. Gonna have to put your skills to use. No, yeah, I don't think we're gonna go out of our way to attack people unless we notice that they're somebody who's attacked us before. But I mean, if we're gonna see pirates, we've been told this is gonna be a dangerous job, right? So I mean, we're probably gonna tangle with them. So I mean, if we happen to kill some pirates, these people will be happy, right?
Yeah. And it's kind of important for us to have money out here that's, good out here.
So should we just call them out? Do we let them know we know they're there?
Is this a conversation we want to have out on the street?
Well, I mean, we could. There are alleyways, I'm assuming we could probably dip into.
I mean, yeah, you're walking down this more or less city street. It's a city on an asteroid, but yeah, it's a city street. So there are alleyways and things like that. You've been hiding in them half your trip here.
Yeah. So yeah, I think maybe once we get close enough to the rock rat, we can kind of duck off into one and then just kind of wait for them to pass and just be like, seriously, you guys suck at following people.
Okay.
And just call them out.
I like it. Well, in that case, both of you give me stealth checks.
We are in a crowd.
You are in a crowd.
I will say, I do stand out.
You do stand out in the crowd. That's very, very true. And for this roll, you are going to be rolling a d12.
Yes, I am.
Also, because these individuals seem to be intent on following you, your stealth check is going to be aiming for a 4.
Swear to God, if I fucking crit again, it's definitely a blue sweep tomorrow. Oh my God, it's the worst possible thing. Hey, you know what? I've gotten them both out of the way. I got a crit 1 and a crit 12. But like I said, look at that. You can't hide something.
Use the coin.
Well, you said that if you crit, this is technically a crit. Just because it's not a critical success doesn't mean it's not a critical fail.
Do I want to burn it already?
I don't know. Do you?
It's up to
You know what? I want to burn it because that could mean extra bad since it is 12. So I will.
Using the random Rhapsody coin to roll again. Go for it.
What did Larky get? Wow. You know what? It is better.
Damn. Damn.
Well,
better.
at least it did. It's
better.
not a crit fail.
It's better. All I can say, it's better.
Dang.
It's neat.
Like I said, I mean, they're hiding, but they're not hiding. I mean,
Waiting on you, Lark.
Yeah. I don't think I spelled that correctly, but I don't care.
and you know what? If you do it with confidence, it doesn't matter in this day and age. That's 90% of the internet right there. Yeah.
Very nice.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so Lark, you come up to the alleyway that you're wanting to hide behind. You just dart inside of there, circle around behind some boxes and stuff, and pitch up against it, putting your back against the wall. And with the shadows and stuff, you are completely concealed. Zolos, on the other hand, for some strange reason, strikes a pose and then goes just sauntering into the alleyway as though he's walking down a runway.
Yeah, as I'm looking in their direction, just going like this, telling them to come here.
Oh God.
Yeah. It's kind of bizarre, and a few people like kind of stop and look down the alleyway, like just passers-by who happen to also be in the direction of Zolos's point. And they stop and just look at Zolos for a moment. And
hey, roll for attractiveness. Let's see if they're gonna follow it. Oh no, I won't that much.
No, but there is a little bit of a crowd that stopped and is staring at you, Zolos, in the middle of this alleyway. And you do see the old man and his young apprentice kind of walk up towards the crowd as well and look at you very, very confused.
You're like, all right, show's over, people. You can go on. You're not. You know what? If you throw down 1 gold, I'll do a trick. All of you, right now.
Make a persuasion check.
Would I get it? You know what? And my thing is, it controls crowds, so it's even better.
Aim for a 3 here. If you can hit a 3, you're walking away with 12 gold pieces.
Oh. It's a 6, and I'm going for a 3. All right, hey, it's all right. No money, but
yeah, that's a 5. Yeah, a few people make like scornful remarks and just kind of walk away. The old man and his apprentice, however, remain. This is Jason and what's the other guy's name? Darn it, I lost it.
I don't either.
I don't remember.
Nico would know more than anybody else.
It's way in the archives, unfortunately. We'll look for it.
Oh, Wallace. Wallace, I found it. Wallace. Jason and Wallace.
I mean, Zolos would kind of just like walk back and kind of lean against the wall and be like, yeah, we saw you the whole time, guys. I mean, you do kind of stand out, like me, just not as flashy.
Well, yes, you do certainly stand out. And we've been looking for you for quite some time. We were disappointed that you never came to our conclave.
Busy. We've had a very eventful few days, have we not, little one?
He looks around. Who are you talking to?
You can come out. They're not gonna hurt us. Stiff breeze would blow this one over anyway.
And I literally just kind of lean from behind him.
No!
Like I wasn't even hiding. It's just.
Yeah. This is you know what? This is my pet murderer. You remember Lark, right? Pint-sized, kills lots of things.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Hopefully you are willing to use that killing nature to deal with our pirate threat.
So, are you expecting us to actively hunt them? Or if we come across them, we just take them out?
Oh, no. We are looking for those who are willing to actively hunt down and destroy pirates.
Well, we are taking on a job for Crowborn. I'm not afraid to tell you that. And in the, I guess, the production of said job, we're probably going to come across some pirates. So we will actively fight them when we see them. I think if it comes to us actually turning into some kind of a hunter-killer force, it might have to wait until we come back. But we're interested. I think, right, Larkin, that the consensus among the group, we are interested. I'm interested. I know that. And I know Boomy's interested. I mean, if he can blow something up, he's going to blow something up.
You know it, brother.
which we just hear in the wind. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't know if we're gonna be hunting them discriminately right away, but we will be, obviously, because I mean, the job we're doing for our other friend, he says is fraught with danger, and that there will be possibly things in our way. So we're more than willing to help you out as well.
Well, the two men kind of take a second and digest this information, and the young ward Wallace, he kind of has a bit of a downcast look on his face, and as he says, "Sad to hear that you're not willing to take up the mantle yet. We thought you all were warriors, brave and true." And the older monk kind of raises his hand and said, Wallace, it's calm down. They said that they may be interested at a later date, and we can't fault them for wanting to take the safer route.
Hey. I know when somebody's trying to con me and blow smoke up my ass, right, fellas?
No, we do understand.
Listen, like I said, some other things have happened. Like I said, we had a busy couple of days. Some other things have popped up, which has kind of facilitated us going in the route we're going now. But since we are a long way from home, we still don't really know how to get there. We're going to be out here a little while. Maybe a long while. So we're willing to make friends where we can. So I'm not saying absolutely no right now. I'm just saying we've got something else we got to take care of, potentially before we could be some kind of pirate hunters. I mean, we like I said, we've got a little bit of something to. I mean, if we kill pirates in the meantime, is there something we should take as a souvenir, as proof for you?
The old man says, well, yes, if you are able to take out any pirates, bringing back proof would be extremely important. Most ships carry logs with them about what the ship and crew earn as they work. There's, of course, the ship's flag. All flags tend to be distinct, and any other identifying markers, as well as anything to prove that their captain is also dead.
I'm guessing y'all have specific targets, right? There's probably someone in particular that you requested us for this mission. It's not just hunt them generically. You've got someone in particular in mind, don't you?
Oh, yes, there are many pirate factions that come out of the Rock of Vral. In fact, there is a group that is here now that if you were interested in taking on the commission we were looking for, we would have sent you to deal with them first.
Is it those pricks that were in the bar when we first met?
The old man smiles a little bit. The crew of the Barracuda, yes.
Yeah, I have a feeling we're going to end up dealing with them at some point.
Well, if you do, and you are able to successfully defeat them, and can bring proof of this, our order will reward you and offer you many more commissions. Master Aaron is a powerful divinator. If you do assist us, I'm sure that we can do the same and assist you in finding this home you say you've
Yeah, I remember
lost.
you talking about that. Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah, no, I mean, we'll definitely keep an eye out, and we'll keep the souvenir for you if we do take somebody out. And when we get back, we can talk a little more, maybe about something a little more permanent, full time. Sound good?
Very well. We hope to see you again.
Killer, you got something to say? Looking at Lark, he goes, "You got anything you want to add?"
Just shaking her head, just like, no thanks, no.
Hey, it's all right. The Killer, a few words. What can I say, fellas? But he'll be like, I guess he'd shake the old man's hand, and he wants to be as pleasant as he can. Be like, we'll be in touch.
The old man does shake your hand. The younger of the two kind of looks a little off-put, like he's kind of not really buying it as much. But the two eventually do part ways and walk on down the road. You can kind of hear as they're leaving, the younger is questioning the older about whether or not the group is actually serious and that sort of thing.
Kids these days, right? Look at it like he's like, knowing full well he's 21. Anyway, wanna head out? Let's get going. And then we'll
just gonna nod and start walking.
make our way to the Rock Rat.
Yeah, making your way to the Rock Rat, you are stopped as per usual by a gigantic bouncer. It's not the ogre this time. It's an equally large, equally wide minotaur, and who's also pressed in a very, very tight suit complete with a bow tie.
Are they red?
Space Minotaur. I like it.
They are not red, unfortunately. This is a dark brown furred minotaur. But their golden horns are quite lovely.
Sweet.
The minotaur looks you up and down and says the same thing that the ogre said to you the last time you were here. Weapons on the table. No weapons, no entrance.
I guess Zolos would have his long sword with him. He'll just put it up there. Maybe like, does this count as a weapon? And then he just smiles at him. Oh, Zolos is so gonna die.
Put that on the table too.
I can't.
He just gives you a big grin.
He's like, yeah, I like this one. Yeah. He's gonna kind of pat him on the shoulders and go, I like this guy. Yeah.
The Minotaur just nods with his head and steps aside to allow you both entrance. After you, I assume, Lark, you've also put your weapon on the table.
Except I have more than one. Oops.
Do you put them both on, or are you trying to hide one?
Oh, I'm not trying to hide. I'll put all my weapons down, which would mean I take out my club and my crossbow and all of its bolts, and then my short sword.
Jesus.
Pulls out a dagger.
Just Zolos' little walking Swiss Army knife. I gotcha.
I don't know how I ended up with so much.
Well, after that, you have to wait a few minutes. You go up to the bar and identify yourselves, and the bartender says they'll let you know when Mr. Crowborn has a moment. And it isn't long before you are sat down in front of the slime creature who runs, well, quite a few businesses here on the Rock of Vral. The man is wearing his signature fedora. He's looking at you all with, doesn't really have facial features, so
I was gonna say,
it's really difficult to read a plasmoid type creature. But that head does swivel towards each of you back and forth. You can see just the point of the rim of his hat going back and forth. And finally, a voice comes from, somewhere and says, "So you have returned."
Yeah, we've had an interesting go of it.
So my sources tell me.
We rescued the I keep forgetting his friggin' name. The bookworm. Aravax. We found him. Turns out some slavers had him. But we got him. Got him secured away. He's back on the ship helping us out. So thank you for that information. Helped us out greatly. And we wanted to talk to you about taking on the work you were interested in.
I've heard a little bit about your exploits. You've been seen at the casino. You've been seen at a warehouse that quite suspiciously burned down.
Now, I don't remember us burning it down.
That's literally what you said you were doing.
Yeah, I know. I don't remember. It was like, come on, dude. The veiled ones had it, man. They were undead there. They were slavers. Did we really want that thing sticking around?
The plasmoid regards you blankly. And now you all need to get away from the rock.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, we talked to you about doing the job. We would like to get away, but we need to make money. You need someone to help you out with the work. We've already done one job that helped you out, so why not another?
You are fortunate in that the need of supplies and the things that I am sending you to acquire outweigh my need for secrecy at this moment.
Wow.
You've been seen here at my establishment multiple times, and there is a particular family that has come around asking questions.
Ooh. Who?
The Andro family.
Oh, the ones that run the casino?
And many other things here on the Rock of Vral.
We've been told that
you haven't been asked, you haven't been mentioned by name specifically. There have been questions about individuals with your likeness.
Well, I didn't do anything wrong at the casino. I just want to point that out, by the way.
Well, not you specifically, but members of your group who have been seen together, including you, here at my establishment. So, you being away from the rock for a length of time would not be a horrible thing.
Gotcha.
And so, yes, I am willing to continue and with my offer to send you to the planet and retrieve my supplies. As I said before, you will be traveling to Krixilia. Krixilia is home to the Beatloids, an insectoid race. I need you to travel to a particular port, the port Kib Toma, which is in the southernmost portion of the largest landmass in the southern hemisphere of Krixilia. He opens up a drawer and pulls out a small envelope, as well as a couple pieces of paper. and places them both down on the table. Or on the desk, I'm sorry. He points at the envelope and says, when you arrive in Kibtoma, you will locate a place known as Karzana's Emporium and deliver this letter to Ricky T. Moe. Ricky T. Moe is the warehouse manager, and this will identify you as traders working for me. They will bring the supplies to your ship, and you will return here and drop and unload them in docking ring 17. I will have arrangements with that location to allow you to land without issue, and those employed by me will unload your cargo the moment you arrive. He points next to the pieces of paper that was along with the envelope. I've written down directions and coordinates to Krixilia. Fortunately, there is a very active two-way current here from the rock to Krixilia. The journey should not take you more than a month. 2 weeks there, 2 weeks back. Hopefully you should not have to remain in Kibtoma for more than a day. Do you have any questions for me?
No. I mean, I would ask what it is we're picking up, but I know that's probably something we really don't need to know.
Nothing illegal. At least
like
illegal here on the rock.
Like, I was gonna say, at this point, I mean, I don't know if that's going to really matter too much, but
You see the color in the plasmoid's face kind of shift a little bit, almost giving you the impression that he's smiling a little bit. No, I'm being serious. Supplies for the bar, alcohol, foodstuffs, things of that nature.
and I guess it's the bug people. Is this just a port for them where they bring in a lot of stuff, or is this like bug insect creature? I apologize. I'm being a little colorful with my language. The insectoids, these creatures, like, is it stuff native to their planet, or is this
Quite a bit is native to the planet. Yes, it's one of the.
interesting?
It's one of the closer planets to wild space, and it is also along several major traffic lanes. So it does tend to receive things from many species.
All right.
Do these things require like ways to help keep them fresh, or do they come with that already? Is it just crate?
It'll be mostly crates and barrels and things of that nature.
All right. Yeah.
Now, when you arrive in the system, Krixilia is the third planet around that system's star. Be careful to avoid the asteroids surrounding the outer ring of the solar system. Monsters lurk within the asteroids. On the planet, as I said, go to the largest landmass in the southern hemisphere and travel to the southernmost port. Do not fly within eyesight of the port. It is considered taboo by the people on this planet. Land your ship in the ocean some distance outside of view and coast into the town.
Ah, okay.
Hang on. So, this third planet, beware of asteroids, the largest continent in the southern hemisphere. Where were we not supposed to fly?
They want us to land outside of the view of the port. It's more
Outside of view in the ocean.
Yes.
Okay.
And we just coast in with the sails.
Okay. Well, it's a good thing our ship looks like a boat, huh?
I'm assuming it does go underwater too. Yes, Lark. I hope.
Well, I don't know about underwater, but boats float.
Yeah.
So.
You remember we live on an island nation back home, right? I mean, you've been out on the water, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know my way around a boat. I'm just saying it's a good thing that our ship looks like a boat.
And that squid thing would probably be even better because then it could swim in the water.
I don't know if I want to live inside of another creature. That just seems.
We're having a conversation
Sticky.
in front of this kid. You know what? We'll take. I guess he said he had a letter for us to give.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
As well as papers basically outlining everything he just told you.
All right. Perfect. And then he's like, I guess when we get back, what kind of a payment are we speaking of for such a job?
If you are able to arrive with everything intact, you will be paid a sum of 1,000 gold pieces.
That's pretty nice.
If you are able to eliminate any of the individuals who make shipments difficult in the area, hazard pay of an additional 500 gold pieces will be awarded as well.
Nice. Look forward? Well, you know what? I do look forward to that. Yeah, but no, well, I'm good to go. Did you have any other questions, Lark? Shit. It's like I don't have my my camera's up right away, so I can't tell if you're nodding.
Oh, shaking my head no.
All right, let's roll.
Okay. The last thing the Mr. Crowborn does is places a contract down in front of you. It's fairly basic language. It basically just says that you are being employed by Mr. Crowborn to travel to Krixilia, receive a shipment of supplies from his supplier, and bring them back to the Rock of Vral. This will happen in no later than 5 weeks' time, giving you plenty of time just in case anything happens. If you arrive after that time period, your payment goes down by 100 gold for each additional week you are gone, but you would still get paid. And then it goes into details about how payment is received based on everything you're delivering. If you deliver less than expected, there is still payment, but it is at a prorated rate, yada, yada, yada.
Gotcha.
He requires that the both of you sign it. And then after that, he has the bartender come out and sign it as a witness as well before he makes a final signature. He takes that contract and puts it away and says, "It is a pleasure doing business with you. I hope to see you again, healthy and hale, and with my cargo as quickly as your ship is able to fly."
Well done. We will see you soon.
I certainly hope so. Now, while that's going on, Dr. Bloom, Skarn, Dreezy, the three of you have been just kind of hanging out on the ship, keeping watch and that sort of thing, while Bertarelli and Lugim are familiarizing themselves with the ship. Aravast has basically just kind of locked himself away in the ship's cabin and is currently just looking over all of the things that's there. There's that rolled up diagram of the ship. There's the different machines that have letters and numbers and alien languages on it. And there's also the navigation system that he's able to look at. So he's got a lot of work ahead of him, and he's just kind of in there right now, looking at things and taking notes. So what have you three been up to?
Been on patrol, walking around the deck, seeing if anybody's trying to come up on this ship.
I imagine I'd be down in the hold just trying to make sure everything's secured. I mean, if we're going to be leaving soon, we need to be able to, like, do that without stuff flying all over the place, you know? We brought it on board. I'm just making sure it's tied down properly.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, Dr. Bloom?
Probably just double checking any medical supplies, also making sure that everyone is equipped, has updated medkits, since that was what I was working on when folks were away at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Just a lot of that. Yep. Okay. Just making sure we're all fit and healthy and ready to go.
Okay. So the two of you are working on that. And Dreezy, you're up above deck, just kind of keeping an eye out. So Dreezy, give me a perception check for me. You're aiming for a 4.
Damn, 8.
8. So for a while, really nothing is catching your interest. You're just kind of wandering about the ship, marching back and forth, looking over the side, and nothing really catches your eye until after about an hour or so, you see a group of 3 kind of bulky-looking individuals. They appear to be dock workers. A couple aliens are more insectoid in nature, while the third is kind of a big, hulking, orc-looking creature. The 3 of them come up towards your ship and stop at the gangplank leading up to it and kind of call out, asking if anybody is aboard the ship.
Okay, I go over to the edge and I hail them.
Yes, we're looking for the foreman. He hasn't,
I haven't seen him.
He hasn't been by today, have he? Has he?
Haven't seen him since yesterday.
Make for me a, I guess a persuasion check? You're aiming for a 5.
Ooh. Bad.
Oof. Are you sure? He said that he was planning on stopping here last night. Wanted to check in and make sure you're aware of docking fees and whatnot. You sure you haven't seen him at all?
No, I think we're all good.
The trio kind of look to one another for a moment, and finally the orc says, well, if you happen to see him, be sure to let him know that we're looking for him. Come on, guys.
Okay, will do.
And the 3 kind of begin walking away. You do anything else?
I go inside and tell Skarn and Dr. Bloom.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Well, that kind of confirms our suspicions from earlier, I guess. Oh boy.
They're looking for him and they suspect us.
You remember back when this first started and I was excited to explore space? I don't think that's true anymore. This place... Like, you can't go 10 feet without somebody trying to rob you and then getting murdered or asking you to kill a bunch of people. I don't like this place very much.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm really not sure if it's this specific rock that we are on or if it is space in general. So far, space in general has not been kind, though. There has to be some place.
I liked the part where it was just us on the ship and trying to figure it out and seeing what there was out there, and then the instant we started running into other people, space was bad again.
Then this job's gonna be an absolute vacation for us, I think. Comparatively.
Let's hope.
Yeah. What are we gonna do about that, though? Do you think they're gonna come back around again?
I mean, if they do, there's not much we can do about it, right? Like, we didn't see the guy, we don't know what happened. And I guess
All we
don't
can do
believe
is
us,
be ready in case they're hostile.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you all are on a little bit of high alert by the time Zolos and Lark return to the ship. It's been about another hour or so by the time they all arrive, and it's getting to be about midday, or at least midday for your group, going based on your previous world. Zolos and Lark, and when you go through the docking area and kind of look around, like, you do see there are more dock workers than you've seen previously. Like, they're all kind of moving about. They're going in groups of 2s and 3s. They're just going from, like, different buildings and that sort of thing, and walking around the shipyard. They don't really directly confront either of you, but you do definitely note the fact that they're watching you as you make your way to your ship.
Interesting. I mean, I'm always being stared at, so I mean, this is no different for me. Just ignoring all the potential danger. I mean, these guys, I mean, if they're not going to stop and talk to him, he's just going to keep walking. He'll go back to the ship.
Okay. You are able to make it to your ship without issue. Once your group is able to, regroup again, what's the plan from there?
We've got jobs.
Excellent.
Yeah, I guess if Lark has the paperwork, we have an official job from Crowborn. And then those weird monks came up to us as well.
Oh,
And
those
they
guys
actually,
again.
they don't want us to just kill pirates. They want us to specifically hunt the pirates.
Oh no.
So yeah, we told them this time is like we had some other priorities. But maybe when we come back, if we're feeling a little froggy, we can. But if we kill some in the meantime, we take like some kind of a souvenir or something to prove, we killed them.
Okay.
Maybe we can get some payment out of that.
Okay.
So yeah, But no, for now we got a job, and here's all the instructions. Did the little prick come by?
No.
No.
Oh, but his friends did.
Yeah.
Who? Wait, he can't possibly have friends.
His lackeys.
Strong word.
No. What did they want? They come by looking for money, or
He's missing apparently.
Well, I mean,
He's missing.
we thought we maybe saw him go onto that ship over there and then not come out.
That's true.
I mean, is that ship still there? If we look over, is it still docked or did it leave?
It is still docked, but you can tell that ship is preparing to leave.
I say good riddance.
Wow.
Not paying no fees.
Well, I mean, we're gonna have to pay some kind of fee more than likely. We can't just kind of how the docks operate. But I wasn't gonna hopefully have to pay his extortion fees. But here, I mean, I'm torn on what we could do here. We could either just leave, we could let that ship go, and just not say anything. Or we could give those dock people, we could tell them, it's like, hey, because Lark wasn't there with y'all when these guys came by. You'd be like, hey, they saw someone that was kind of his size go onto that ship and not come off. If we assist in his life being saved, potentially, or stopping the culprits that killed him, maybe we get a reward. Because apparently the people that own that casino, the one you guys had so much fun at.
Oh, it wasn't fun.
Oh yeah, that was a blast.
Apparently they've been asking about us. Not us by specific by name, but they've been inquiring about people who match our persuasion. So maybe we can kind of, we would maybe endear ourselves to whoever owns that ship. Get ourselves a little bit out of trouble with fucking people that own the rock, though. It's an option.
Do we? I mean, we're not involved. We don't know anything. If we tell on these guys, all we're doing is making them our enemies too.
Well, if the same people that talked to you are the same people that were eyeballing me and Lark as we were walking back, I mean, we're kind of in the crosshairs of somebody for something. So, I don't know. Like I said, it's an option.
And I mean, that family does own the majority of the rock, right? So probably the docks as well.
From what Crowborn said. I mean, they at least own the casino and a lot of stuff around here, yeah. I'm guessing everybody pays homage of some kind to them. I don't know. I mean, that's kind of how it is back home. Richest people in whatever town you live in got their fingers in a little bit of everything. I mean, I should know. My old man was one of them. So it's up to y'all. I'll go along with what everybody thinks.
I don't think we know enough about the factions in play right now. And as it stands, again, we're not involved. I just don't think there's anything to be gained except making enemies of this ship. I don't know what anybody else thinks, but to me it just seems like a bad thing all around.
No, it's a good insight.
I agree. Let's not make too many enemies.
So let's head out.
Yeah.
Let's focus on this job.
Tell you what, if they come up before we leave and they start asking though about where he is, we can use that info.
Yeah, of course.
Fair
I mean,
enough.
if they're directly asking if they're trying to implicate us, sure, but until then, we're just a ship nearby.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So the your two new crew members, Bertarelli and Lou Jim, have come up to you and said, "Okay, so what's now? Are we heading out?"
There we are.
Mhm.
They look expectantly at the chair with its crown and says, "Okay, so who's the captain? Who do we take orders from?"
Oh no.
No.
I think it's kind of a collective. We kind of all, I mean, if you want to work out on the deck of the ship with me, I guess I can give you directions. If you want to be down below, it'll be Boomy. If you want to be but the chair, probably the dock here. Dock or the little one, Lark.
No, we're ship swain, so whatever you need us to do.
Well, I mean, I guess you just, kind of be with me. We'll operate the rigging, stuff like that. Shoot shit if it gets close.
Yeah. Okay, so who is taking command of the ship?
Okay, so this is what I was saying no about before. We've
Yep.
never done this while the ship is parked. If someone puts that crown on and they don't immediately take control, are we just gonna blast through the rock?
Amazing.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, but I mean, we didn't. Well, I didn't know what we were doing, and we didn't exactly blast through Loroupa. So
Well, no, but every time someone puts the crown on, the engines fire, so...
yeah.
And we can't really control where we're going if you don't...
Can I suggest that we maybe weigh anchor before you put on the crown, then?
It's a good idea.
Yeah, that sounds like that'll solve the problem. Thank you.
Excellent. Appreciate it.
Bertarelli and Lou Jim exchange a very significant look among each other, and he says, "I'll go down for the anchor. Lou Jim, you know what to do." And he goes scurrying off down the gangplank to go work on unhooking the anchor, because the anchor is what's holding your ship down. While that's going on, Lou Jim says, "Okay, you know, I'm not as tall as some of you. Can a couple of you tall people go take the crank of the anchor and start bringing that up when Bertarelli disconnects it? That would be great."
Yeah, I'll head that way.
So Alyssa go with.
So this little halfling woman kind of takes command of the two of you and starts telling you what to do. You watch the half-orc work to unclasp the ship. While that's happening, what's everybody else doing? Dreezy, Dr. Bloom, Lark.
We kind of need to make a decision as to who's helming our way out.
Well, okay. Who has experience with the actually driving a physical boat? Does anybody else have that kind of experience?
Don't you?
Yeah, I think it's just you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess. But that means I can't have the crown on, right? Because when you have the crown on, you're not
Right.
able to.
Doc, you've done it successfully.
Had the crown on.
Oh, I thought you haven't? You haven't
I've
rolled
never
for
done
crown?
I have rolled for the crown, but not for the helm, the
Oh.
actual ship's wheel itself. I think that's always been Lark.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So,
The chair, though.
yeah. So I can go in the chair if Lark has the wheel. Boomy's gonna make sure we're all fired up. And that we explode
You know
the right
what?
way.
I'll be in the engine room.
Absolutely.
Sweet.
Okay, so Boomy's heading down to the engine room. Lark, you step up towards the wheel of the ship as Dr. Bloom heads over to the chair. As that's going on, you kind of feel the ship make a kind of clank and a shift as Bertarelli does disenlatch, that's a wrong word, but anyway, unhooks the anchor from its spot that's holding it down on the dock itself. And while they do that, Luke James tells the two of you, Skarn and Zolos, to begin cranking it up. The two of you start winding up the chain, bringing the anchor up against the ship as Bertarelli comes running up the gangplank. He pulls it up and gets it over the side of the ship, and he yells out, "Hey, we might want to move quickly. The dock workers are, well, they're coming this way." And he points, and the three of you would be able to see that in the distance, about half a dozen dock workers are starting to run towards your location. Dr. Bloom, I need you to make for me a mysticism check or just a arcana check. This is attempting to attune yourself to the ship itself. Now, how many times have you done that successfully? Just out of curiosity.
I think we said we took a lot of turns getting to.
Yeah.
While we were in like open space.
I know everybody's done it.
I rolled at least once.
There was also like a time skip thing there that days.
That's why I was saying we just kind of kept doing it until everybody.
Okay. So, with that in mind, this is going to be a D10 roll, unless you have some skill or ability with magic that will allow you to use a better dice. What you're aiming for in this roll is a 5.
Okay. It's a 1.
Nice.
Right what we did.
Great.
Hell yeah.
Very, very nice. Dr. Bloom, you place the crown down upon your head, you close your eyes, and feel your body and the magic that resides naturally within you now, linking up with the power of the ship. Boomy, you're down in the engine room and you're throwing a few switches that you know you need to turn on to actually connect the crystals together and power up the engine. You're doing so as that happens, Lark, at the navigation area. You see the navigation computer begin to light up and the wheel is unlocked. You see it kind of move a little bit, and the ship kind of jerks and sputters as the engines begin to ignite. The fans on the side of the ship begin to turn and spin, lifting the ship upward because it's already slightly floating there, and it begins to lift upwards off of the dock and into the air. Now, Dr. Bloom, you were sitting there in the chair at this point, looking out, and you would be able to see Skarn and Zolos and Bertarelli, the three of them over there on the deck of the ship, as Lou Jeem is climbing up one of the nettings to get up to the crow's nest. And you can see the three men looking up over the side of the ship. Now, Skarn and Zolos, what the two of you can see is more of the dock workers running up towards where your ship had been latched in place. They're all pointing up. They're all kind of yelling. But with the sound of the engines of the ship, there's no way whatsoever to hear what it is they're saying. Are you doing anything while that happens?
No, yeah, I'm not going to antagonize him, even though I really, really want to. No, yeah, he'll just kind of like wave, and then just go back to doing stuff on the ship, like, maybe prepping for when we're gonna, because I assume we're gonna drop the sails when we really kick it into gear, so he's gonna get ready for that.
Okay. Skarn?
This might be a bad idea, but Skarn still doesn't necessarily see that they did anything wrong. It just knows that something weird is happening, so I think it's going to use its illusion power to just sort of create letters in the air as it looks over the edge that say, "Is something wrong?" ?
So this big illusionary, "Is something wrong?" ? Appears in the air behind the ship as Lark, give me a control check. This is your piloting skill. So,
to not crash into the golden letters in the sky.
Do you have like any skills that are pertaining to piloting a boat or a ship?
Yeah, I've got a pilot skill.
Hey, that's definitely going to help with this. You're aiming for a 5 again, and you can roll a d8.
Actually, I can roll a d6. I'm already at rank 3.
Oh, wow. So go for it. Roll that d6.
You can definitely see where our priorities went. I went to be a smooth-talking asshole. You went with something that's utility work.
With Lark in control, the ship just goes flying away from the Rock of Vral, passing those gigantic, questioning, illusionary letters that are just floating in the sky from Skarn. They don't really have a way to respond to that. But, like, in the distance, like, you can see them moving about like ants. There's definitely a ruckus going on. A lot of them are rushing towards buildings at this point. You also see that other ship, the one that you had talked to previously, the one that was, preparing to leave, has chosen to take this moment to begin to ascend off of the rock as well. Nice. Who knows what direction they're going in, but they're definitely using the opportunity to their advantage. Wow. With Lark in command, with that great roll she just rolled, you are able to get up off of the rock, and you're starting to fly out into open space. Now, as that's happening, Lark, the computer next to you begins to come to life, lighting up and showing you the different currents that are available to you. Which means that I'm actually going to be showing you a little map.
Ooh.
There you go.
Ooh, okay, we are... Oh, okay, so there's like a nice direct path.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, he said there was in and out.
So are the purple lines, they go both directions?
Correct. Purple, yeah. You've the Hypodro actually explained this all to you, but this is the first time you're seeing it visually. The purple lines show two-way travel, currents that go both directions. The blue ones only go one direction, and there's a little arrow that shows you which direction it goes. Now, you don't have actual labels on your ship, unfortunately. Well, the computer does, but it's in an alien language that you haven't deciphered yet. So you don't know where everything is, but...
Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you. I felt that coming along. Anyway, so every circle, every crystalline sphere or solar system does have a label in some weird Anglian language, but you at least can recognize some of them and know what some of them are. The one you're currently at, obviously, is the Rock of Vral. And Outpost Upsilon, that's the place that you first met the Hypodrone. It's there on the map. Now that you've been there and you've seen the current, it does show a little bit of the currents around it as well. You know where Krixilia is, and since Colonel Nigel gave you a little bit of information, you do know where the Griffelian Empire is. As for everything else, well, who the hell knows? There's a lot out there in space. But you can see the current you need to head towards, Lark.
Yeah, I'm gonna start heading us in that direction.
Okay. It takes you a little bit to angle the ship in the direction you want to go, and you have been explained that you need to get a little bit out from the gravity of a sphere to safely enter one of the Aether currents. So your ship, you crank it into as fast a speed as you can and begin making your way in that direction. As you're doing that, Skarn and Zolos, I imagine you probably make your way back into the cabin of the ship, having completed everything you need to do out there. Once everyone's ready, Lark, you give the signal that you're about to set off. Somebody calls down to let Boomy know that you're about to take off as well. And once everyone is prepared, Lark, you slam your hand on the button, releasing the sails, which drop down, and shoot your ship forward, speeding at incredible speeds to bring you into the Aether current. Which I feel like is actually an excellent place to pause and take our break. So we will be back in about 10 minutes, folks, and when we return, we're going to find out a little bit about what our team gets up to on the next 2 weeks of travel. It's going to take them from the Rock of Vral to Krixilia. So, stay tuned. Howdy everybody, we are back, and when we last left off, our heroes have finally set sail away from the Rock of Vral and are heading to their new destination, which is about a 2-week journey away from the rock. They're heading to a planet called Krixilia, which is populated mostly by insect-like creatures that apparently look kind of like giant beetles. But they got some time on their hands now. It's a 2-week journey. And apart from, the normal day-to-day stuff of running the ship, which does include somebody connected to the ship if they want to remain in the Aether current the entire time, so there's a little bit of shift changes and juggling about and that sort of thing. But apart from these things, Wayfinder Crew, my question is, how do each of you want to spend your time while making this journey?
Our two friends that are versed in being on ships like this, I think, Zolos is probably going to try and work with them. Because, he's been on ships in Loroupa, and so he knows stuff like that, but he wants to learn from them pretty much all the tricks and stuff of kind of being out here in wild space. If they have ideas on how to defend the ship, on how to keep the ship operating and maintaining it, he's going to work with them and kind of soak up as much knowledge from them while we have them as he can.
I like it. So I think what I'd like for you to do is make for me just a sailing check. This is you trying to gain as much information and insight about piloting an airship and maintaining an airship as you possibly can. So we're going to say that you're aiming for a 4 here.
Hey, it's 3!
Hey, nice.
Oh yeah.
Yup.
So Bertarelli and Lou Jeem actually are pretty knowledgeable about the workings of a ship. While neither of them are actually magical in nature and could not pilot a ship such as this, they have been on many, many ships over the course of their lives and are fairly competent sailors. They show you things like, maintaining the ship itself, taking navigation based on the area when you, which is mostly every time you leave Aether, the Aether stream. There's a lot of typing right now. I keep hearing it too. It keeps
Alyssa.
pausing me. Oh, it's Alyssa.
I think.
Yeah.
Anyway,
We love you.
so they're like they're showing you how to maintain the ship, how to keep it running. Like I said, they can't pilot the ship themselves. They don't have the magical power to make the ship move. But they are competent sailors and can show you different things like navigating based on your positioning. Whenever you drop out of the Aether stream to, change pilots, he shows you how to take stock and see where you are in the stars and use that to kind of get proximity based on your navigational array and that sort of thing. And you spend quite a bit of time with them, just really getting a good knowledge of how these kinds of ships work. Dr. Bloom, what do you do for that time?
I think that Dr. Bloom would actually be trying to gain some knowledge from Aravast, like this, not from like the operation of the ship standpoint, but from the how do you decode language standpoint. So I'd be bugging him the whole time and asking a million questions, because this is how I am.
Yeah, I dig it. God, what kind of role do I want you to make for this? Give me a don't be a pest roll. This is you trying to gain information from somebody who's working very, very hard, and you're trying not to distract him while also gaining as much information as possible. So this is also going to be a 4.
Sure. Boop. Ah, shucks. It's a 5.
Oof. Yeah, so you spend your time trying to gain as much information as you can from this old man. And at first he's like, he's a little patient with you and he answers your questions as best as he can. But as the days go on and you just keep bugging him, asking him more and more questions, he's like starting to try to avoid you.
Oh no.
And it's not a big ship, but whenever you go looking for him because you thought of another question to ask him about how he works or how he decodes languages and that sort of thing, like you'll come up to the cabin of the ship, and the moment he sees you walk through the door, he'll be like, "Oh, I need to go downstairs and find this one note," and he keeps like going and leaving whenever you show up. So you don't gain a whole lot of information. He's kind of avoiding you at this point.
Fair enough.
Boomy, what do you get up to?
I'm down there in the engine room, looking at these crystals and stuff, and I can't help wondering about that crystal I got from those aliens we fought back on Loroupa. And I want to do some more research and maybe with Airvest help see if it's similar to the ones in the ship, and if I could somehow route my teleporter device into the ship to increase its power.
So you are also bugging poor Airvest, who's just trying to translate the ship for you all. Make for me a science check.
For science.
Science.
You're also aiming for a 4.
So close.
Oof.
No!
Yeah, Airvast is a linguist. He's a scholar. He knows literally nothing about engines or how the power sources work. You went and searched for him because you wanted somebody to translate the language of the ship, but every day you just start bugging him, asking him questions about the inner workings of the ship, about magic crystals and that sort of thing, and he just has no clue about any of it. And you always end up just kind of leaving your conversations with him frustrated. But again, he's a scholar. He's not a scientist.
Yeah, find somebody who knows more about this crap.
For sure. Lark, how do you spend your time?
I'm gonna spend my time making sure that all my weapons are in tip-top shape.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to also kind of like keep poking around the ship, just to kind of see if there are any, like, because I know we were shown how to like the basics of how to use the ship, how to navigate it, how to everything, but I'm hoping to more like kind of poke around and try to come up with ideas of like what are out of the box kind of ways that I can use certain things to maybe do some maneuvers that are like, if I can cut some corners, if I take the thrusters off of this side and I punch it on that side, can I make us turn around a little bit faster? Can I figure out how to kind of barrel roll? Can I figure out maneuvers that can potentially help keep us safe?
Okay, I like it. You're trying to understand the inner workings of the ship and find ways of being a better pilot.
Yeah,
essentially.
just like using things in not their intended purpose, but like not in a way that's going to damage or break the thing, but just like to make like maneuverability a little bit easier, or just like a little unexpected to maybe other people, to other folks. Yeah,
I like it. I think you need to make for me a I think this is just a basic pilot's understanding check. This is, you're searching the ship, you're looking at everything from like the propellers to the parts of the wing and the sails and everything, and just trying to gauge how you can make best use of all of that. You are also aiming for a 4.
Okay.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you spend a lot of time just when you're not actively piloting, just searching about the ship, looking for those little places, those hidden levers and different ways to manipulate the different parts of the ship so you can do all sorts of cool, I'm blanking on the right word right now, so let's just say piloting maneuvers, Top Gun style.
Hell yeah.
Sure. Okay.
We're just gonna call you Maverick from now on. But at the end of, as the days go on and you're getting a better feel of how the ship moves, how the ship works, what buttons you press to do different things and control different areas of the ship so that you can be a little bit more maneuverable when you're flying. So that is a success.
Yay!
Fuck yeah.
Okay, Skarn, last but not least, what do you do with your time on the ship?
Yeah, I mean, I think initially Skarn's idea is to keep studying that book that it got. You know, it's supposed to be the magical consultant, it's supposed to know stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But flying in a ship for 2 weeks, I think it gets bored really fast and stops. If I'm honest, I think Skarn spends a lot of time just trying to figure out something it can do on the ship, because it feels like basically everyone else has found a niche that they can fill very easily, and Skarn really doesn't have that on the ship, right? It doesn't know anything about piloting or navigation or anything. So I think really it's just trying to find a spot that it can help out, if that makes sense.
Okay, I like it. Make for me a where do I fit in roll. This is just you kind of get with different people and attempt different things. Sometimes you spend a little bit of time with Bertarelli and Lou Jeem. Sometimes you hang out with Boomy down in the engine room, or with Dr. Bloom in the medical bay, or with Lark as she's going about her business, figuring out the ship. You just kind of spend time doing all sorts of different stuff.
Alright. What should I be rolling for here? Is it also a 4?
Yep, everything has been a 4, so you're aiming for that 4 as well.
Righto. Yeah, no, not so much.
Not so much with that 9. Like, I mean, you're big, you're strong. You can definitely help with the heavy lifting, and whenever they need you for controlling the sails or that sort of thing. Hanging out in the engine room, it's like you don't know what any of these things do, and for the most part, you're kind of afraid to mess with anything for fear of breaking it. Eventually, you just kind of find yourself sitting there on the deck, watching everybody else do stuff, feeling a little bit dejected that you haven't found a place so much. And as you're sitting there just watching, you're approached by Hish, the tiefling woman who you had rescued from the cult. As she approaches you and gives you a small smile, she says, "Having a difficult time trying to find something to do?"
Maybe a little bit, yeah. I'd never even been on a boat before, and now...
I felt the same when my father first sent me on my journey. I was the daughter of a wealthy merchant, and I felt kind of out of place amongst the sailors and those who were meant to occupy the ship. So I stuck to myself. I practiced my own magics and let that be my own form of comfort. Because I knew that eventually I would arrive at my destination, and then it would be my time to do the things that I am able to do. I am not a sailor. I'm okay as a magician, but I am very good at negotiations and trade. And so I knew that eventually my time would be up to do the things that I need to do. Just because you are not finding something to do in this moment does not necessarily mean that you don't have a purpose. It's just not every purpose is needed in every single moment. Does that make sense?
I mean, it does. It really does, and I appreciate the pep talk. I don't know. It's been a lot. Ever since we got on this ship in the first place. I don't know. I'll figure it out, but...
She smiles and pats you on the shoulder. It has been a lot for me as well. I, too, am lost far away from my home. So I can relate.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Hopefully, when we arrive at Krixilia, I will be able to find passage to my home. And hopefully, you as well.
I hope you can find that as well. Yeah, that would be incredible. I think it might be a little trickier for us, but yeah. Thank you.
She gives you another smile before heading back down to her cabin at the bottom of the ship. She doesn't spend a whole lot of time out amongst the rest of you. She shares meals with you and occasionally comes out onto the deck of the ship. But other than that, she pretty much stays down below in her own cabin. But given the fact that she had been, captured by the cult of the Veiled One and was getting ready to be sold off, that's probably understandable. Now, eventually, the days continue on until you will find yourselves drawing near to the next crystalline sphere. You can see on the navigational array that your path is coming to an end. And within an hour or two, you're going to be arriving within that crystalline sphere. Lark, you go and take your typical position at the helm. Who are we going to say is currently in the captain's chair? Anybody want to volunteer?
I'll be a battery, sure.
Well, you're looking for something to do on the ship?
Magic.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
You gotta use your magic, yeah.
You know magic, the rest of us don't.
You are a magic user, so you can connect to the ship. Give me that check to see whether or not you're able to attune yourself to it. Rolling a d10, aiming for a 5.
Ready? See what we can do here. Alright, okay.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Yeah, you are absolutely able to take control of the ship, and you are conscious as the ship approaches. Dreezy's down in the engine room in his position, fiddling with all of the engine doohickeys, making sure that power is running to the ship's engines. Zolos, you are up on the ship on the deck as well, probably with Dr. Bloom to watch, because it's an interesting sight. Lark, you can see on the navigational array that the ship is drawing towards their destination. what I'm going to need you to do is make for me a piloting check. Because what you got to do is you got to time just right when to close the sails and release yourself into normal space. So make for me a piloting check. You are aiming for a 4. Oof. That is a 6. That's a failure. Your timing is a little bit off when you close the sails of the ship, and you're all thrust back into normal space, just at the outer edge of the asteroid belt that surrounds this solar system. Which means I need to change some music real quick.
Uh-oh. Weren't we told to beware of the asteroids?
You were.
Great. Awesome. Love that for us.
As the ship decelerates and returns to normal space once again, you see massive rocks flying at you from directly ahead. Lark, you spin the wheel of the ship, angling it just enough that the bottom of the ship just barely misses a large asteroid. But as you go flying past it, you can see ahead of you flying forms that are jumping from smaller rocks floating in space. These creatures are, well, not as big as your ship, to be sure, but much bigger than any one of you. They have to be at least 12 feet in length. They look sort of like manta rays, but with large mouths that are open, filled with razor-sharp teeth, and long legs coming off for the back from the underside of where a manta ray's wings are, and each have long claws that are reaching out. They're heading towards the ship. There's at least a dozen of them in total. What do you all do?
Well, I guess we're gonna... They look hostile?
I mean, as you flew into an asteroid belt, they all jumped off of some of the rocks they're hanging on and are currently flying towards you in a bunch of different directions.
Yeah, I mean, Zolos is just gonna kind of run up and prep himself on the ballista and get ready to fire. Anybody else is gonna join him?
Yep, I'll join you. I'm there with you, so I'm just a lousy shot. To my memory. Okay, ballista.
Okay. Well, you got 2 forward ballistas, and there's also a third one on the roof next to the engines. So who's taking what?
I'll go out there then.
And the third ballista.
By the engine?
Yeah, there's one on top.
And
I'll do one of the 4.
Yeah, there's one not to the engine, the thrusters. So there's one next to the thrusters on the top of the cabin, and then there's the 2 at the bow of the ship.
Okay. I'll join at the bow of the ship.
Okay. Wow. And I think I'm going to need everybody to go ahead and roll some initiative for me.
Did you just finally read mine? I was wondering if somebody's gonna see what I said.
Oh no. Yeah.
They're related.
What?
They have the same. I said I'm gonna kill them all for what they did to Steve Irwin. Manta rays and stingrays are in the same genus.
Oh. Jesus.
You know I never do anything exactly. I'm never just gonna put initiative. Come on.
Okay.
I can't help myself.
Lark, what'd you roll? Lark.
I rolled a 5.
Okay. Boomy.
Also rolled a 5? No, wait.
You
my
got a
roll?
3. You got a 3. You're in
Oh.
front of me.
Oh, okay. I was like scrolling up and went past it. Yeah, I got a 3.
Okay. Dr. Bloom.
8.
Oof. Skarn.
Stations.
Skarn.
Somehow that always they got a 10. That always happens
10.
to you, unfortunately. How does that always happen to you?
I mean, it makes sense that Skarn is last
Yeah,
because
they're in the
connected to
ship,
the.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Zolos.
A 4.
Oh, nice. There we go. Second, set this up. Why is it not? Okay, here we go. Okay, so first things first. Boomy, you are on top. You said you're going to take the ballista on top of the cabin, right?
Yep.
Okay, so you are first. You are on top of that of the cabin, right next to the thrusters, which are still pushing the ship forward right now. You are aiming your ballista. You can see these large creatures, at least 15 feet long, flying in your direction towards the ship. So, what do you do?
Let one loose.
Okay. Go ahead and you're going to be aiming for... Actually, I think there's only really one of them within your field of vision that you'd be able to see.
What the fuck is...
Maybe... No, you can see more of them. Anyway, which one are you aiming towards?
I think this one that's right up here near the turbines.
Yeah, the turbine?
Oh, yeah, because you're on top of the ship, yeah.
Yeah, you'd be this guy up here. Okay, well, there isn't a guy on the turbines.
I can see the thing right here.
What?
On the side of the ship, yeah, this one here.
Yeah. I don't have one there. I have one farther ahead. You can see one?
Yeah.
Map.
Yeah, we can see it right there.
Oh, I don't see one there.
What?
No, it's
Weird.
I don't.
Me and Joe can see it.
Are coins? Are you and I just special?
Haunted.
I don't know. Yeah, that one's like right up on the engines right here. The fans,
thank you
the
for-
turbines, whatever they're called.
Yeah.
That is weird because on my map, I don't have one there.
Huh.
Well, you're the DM, so all right. What about this guy over here?
It's just, that's weird. I don't know why you can see one. Anyway,
I'm resetting my 20. Maybe did you like move them?
I moved one once so I could give him a turn, and then I moved him back. Maybe just on your roll 20, it's stuck there.
All right, hold on, I'm reloading. Okay, now he's like way up here.
Yeah.
So which one is is actually within my range?
That one is within your range.
This one up here. Okay, sure. I'll just shoot at this guy.
Okay. You are aiming for a 4. Dang, a lot of 4s in this game.
I keep being one off.
Oof.
Oh.
Yeah, with a 5, you're aiming your ballista towards it. You shoot the weapon. The ballista goes flying through the air towards the creature, who sees it coming and just ducks down underneath it. And the blast goes past it.
Warning shot, stay away!
I yell into space.
Absolutely. Zolos, you're up next.
I mean, I suppose just this one that's right out here in front. Because, I mean, there's a couple that would be in range down below.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll just go to the one that's kind of straight out in front.
Okay. Make your shot, aiming for a 4.
That's a 1!
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Crikey!
You aim your weapon, the ballista. You hit the button, firing straight at the thing. Your bolt goes true and strikes the creature just below its eye socket. The creature howls in pain, and it kind of banks downward, going a little bit lower down towards the bottom of your ship. But it's not its turn yet, so it can't actually do anything.
I will just say, I mean, just in case, because I do have the thing finishing blow, and if a creature has 1 health remaining after I deal damage, it dies.
Okay.
So just for the future, if that happens.
I will keep that in mind.
Because I don't want to just ask you, oh, hey, how much of the health do these things have? Because that's, rude.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just ask. So just putting that out there.
Absolutely. Lark, you're up next.
Yeah. Would I be able to, just slightly veer the ship so that I'm pointed towards this one, so that I can try to skewer it with the tip of the ship?
Oh, yeah, you're trying to ram it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you absolutely can.
I'm trying to stab it with the ship.
You absolutely can try to ram it. So what you need to do is you need to make a melee attack at the ship. using your pilot skill.
Okay.
I'm going to allow you to use your pilot skill for this because you
Hell
are
yeah.
literally just aiming the ship towards the creature. So you're trying to hit a 4.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Shit.
That is a critical.
Crit.
You go you spin the wheel, pointing the ship towards that creature that Zolos just hit. It was starting to bank downward, but you just push the wheel at the right moment, and the mast of the ship points directly at it. You accelerate, skewering the creature. It roars in pain. That's a big hit. It took 2 points of damage on that one. It is looking severely wounded.
Okay. Would it be too much to be able to right the ship so I don't end up steering us out of the like ether?
You're just basically making sure that you're not in alignment with any asteroids, so you don't run into anything.
Yeah, and also that, yeah, basically I just want to make sure that we're not like, yeah.
Yeah, with your movement, you would be able to align the ship again.
Cool.
The asteroids are big enough that these aren't like difficult things to dodge right now, though that may change in the future.
Okay. Fair enough.
Okay, next up are the creatures. They are starting to fly towards the ship. They don't have enough movement to get completely up on it, but they are harrying your ship right now. However, there is one that is currently skewered. I'm going to move him so that he's actually, kind of there. It's not his turn, though. But the creatures who are their turn have moved. Dr. Bloom, now it is your turn. There is a creature impaled on your ship right now. You can actually see it in front of you, that the arms, those weird-looking chicken-like legs that are poking out from the wings of the manta are like grasping onto the mast and squirming as though it's like hurt. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on right now. Oh, wait a minute. No, I forgot to. It is his turn before it comes to you. Sorry, I did skip that guy. My bad.
No, it's all good.
On his turn, what he's going to try to do is pull himself free from the ship. So Lark, what I need you to do is make a what's it called again? A roll to react. It's trying to pull itself off the ship. You're trying to steer the ship to keep it on there. You're going to need to make another check with your pilot skill. Okay. You're aiming for a 3.
A 3. Okay.
Oh, unfortunately, the creature has managed to get off of the mast, pull itself free, kind of breaking a little bit of the tip of your ship off in the process. There is a piece of wood still lodged in the creature, and it's kind of flapping away, quite wounded. But it's going to get to right about there. Now, Dr. Bloom, it is your turn.
I am probably going to aim for it.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm aiming for a 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's a 2.
Hey, that is a success.
Yeah.
One sec. So you can see what's going on. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, as the creature extracts itself from the mass, taking a little chunk of it with it, and begins flying back, Dr. Bloom, you wheel your ballista around, aiming for the creature. You shoot. The ballista bolt goes flying through the air, striking the creature in its side, and the creature erupts and it just roars this horrible sound that just shakes you all to your core as it goes limp and just kind of floats past you, dead.
Oh. Damn.
Got him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I had already moved the token of the last creature that is flying towards your ship. Skarn, you're up next. You are currently in control of the ship. You're focusing on maintaining the power flow, but you still have time to do something else. So if there's anything you can think of you can do to assist your friends while also basically being the living connection to keep the ship functioning, go ahead.
I hate to say it, but I don't think I've got anything in mind. None of my abilities work at anything more than close range, so unless I can get right up next to one of these beasties, I can't do anything with that. Yeah, I mean, I think my best bet here is just to keep this thing flying and running safely.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair. So you are sitting in your seat, maintaining your focus on keeping everything functioning. You can also glance back towards the radar system, and you would be able to see that more dots are converging towards your location. They're far away right now, but they are going to be getting closer. So more enemies are approaching.
Okay. Yeah, that's not great. We may want to pick up the pace. I know you got a couple of them, but apparently there's a bunch of these things out there. They're swarms. Yay. If there's after boosters we could hit or something, I don't know.
Hit the NOS.
Yeah, NOS in an asteroid belt. That doesn't sound dangerous at all.
If you can hear the sirens in the background, I apologize. We got tornado sirens going on.
Oof.
So if I all of a sudden did... Oh, shit. Alright, puppy. Come here.
Look, guys,
try and
we
keep
just
them
have to
howling.
believe because nothing's stronger than family.
Well, Dreezy, you're up next.
All right. How long does it take to reload these ballistas? Does it take an action?
For mechanical purposes, let's say that
We could have those two people help us.
that Bertorelli and Lou Jeem are also working with you all, and they're kind of using their term to run around and load the ballistas.
Okay, sick. So if they're helping me, I can fire again this turn?
Yes.
Cool.
All right, I'll get him this time. Watch, Chief Science Officer Boomy.
It's a 4 to hit these guys, right?
It is a 4 to hit these guys.
I haven't had a great roll all night.
No. But hey, at least you're regaining all your effort.
I mean, I have full effort before.
Well, maybe you need to start using it.
I probably should.
With that 7, that is a failure. You fire towards the creature that's flying towards the ship. It moves very fast and is able to dodge down and avoid your attack.
Oof.
Zolos, you're up next.
Hopefully the dog won't fucking howl in the middle of my turn here. I'll fire at this one that's down here below us.
Okay.
Oh, here's Zeke. Don't leave my side, buddy. Step, don't howl. Alright.
Poor puppy.
Yeah, he hates freaking 4th of July, too. He's definitely a sweetheart.
Oh.
Oh, it's so bad. It's a 10.
Oof.
I typed that out ahead of time, by the way.
What the hell?
Oh my god.
You guys can read that.
Yeah, I really don't want to. Yeah, you even with the help of Bertarelli, reloading your weapon for you, you fire at the creature, and it just does a barrel roll, dodging around your strike.
You got to do it with the accent, though. It doesn't work if you don't do the accent in your own head.
Okay. Lark, you're up next.
Oh boy. I think I'm just gonna focus on now that it seems like ahead of us is fairly clear of these monsters. I'm just gonna try and keep us away from the asteroids and try to get us to Krixilia as fast as we can.
Okay. So, here's what I'm going to ask you. You basically have a choice between going full throttle as fast as you can, going at a reasonable pace, or going at a slow pace. Depending on how fast you're going, it's going to change the DC of this next roll.
Yeah. Well, how's the asteroid field looking?
So
Like,
it's not it's not so dense that that it's extremely dangerous for your ship to pass through. There is some challenges, but most of the rocks are spaced far enough away that you can dodge around them without too much trouble. But at the same time, the faster you go, the harder it becomes.
Yeah. How fast does it seem like these guys are able to, like, do they seem to be able to keep pace with us?
Well, I mean, it's difficult to tell because they're flying towards you.
Yeah.
And you're basically blasting through them. So you're not going to be sure until you get some distance between you and them.
Okay, fair. Yeah, I think for this... Does it look like everyone who's out there is, like... Has everyone kind of, like, strapped themselves to some part of the ship?
That's a question for your crew, I suppose. When you were all rushing out to take positions, did everybody remember safety and put on their harnesses?
I didn't say it, so... we could say that helpers latched us in, but I mean, that would...
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
But also, I guess in Dr. Bloom's case, probably that's why it took so long. I'm hesitant for a reason.
I'll allow it.
Okay, cool. So then, if my crew is safe, then I'm gonna punch it.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Lark, make for me a piloting check. You're aiming for a 2.
Oh.
But you're also rolling with D6, so.
Yeah, I know. That's still scary. Okay. Okay. Since I'm not rolling to attack, could this be considered a non... No, because that doesn't help. Okay, never mind.
Is there any way we can help?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah.
Well, the only people that are in the cockpit right now is Lark and Skarn. Skarn, you really didn't do a whole lot on your last turn other than, focusing on the ship. So I would say that since you are connected to the ship, if you want to expend 2 effort, you could assist Lark in this role.
Okay, I would be happy to.
Does that mean I roll 2 dice?
That means you roll 2 dice, yeah.
Okay. Oh boy.
Oh. Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume that fuck means I didn't do it. Ah, damn it.
Fuck.
Yeah, that is a 4. That is a failure. So while you're zooming past, you basically fly directly ahead through this swarm of creatures. You do blast through them, and you kind of bank around an asteroid and go get further into the asteroid field. But you're close enough that a couple of the creatures were able to latch onto your ship.
Okay.
So I'm going to move some things around here real quick.
Things are like Minox.
Kinda.
They look like if a beholder and a flump had some sort of
Flump.
Sure, why not? Anyway, that is your turn, Lark. And up next is one of these massive creatures that has ended up latched onto the side of your ship. It is kind of holding on to the side of the ship with one of its legs. Its claws has pushed into the deck, into the wood, and it's currently holding on to it. It moves forward towards you, Zolos. This thing's big. I'm going to need you to make an avoid check. And you're aiming for a 4.
Oof.
Oof.
You know what? I'm gonna burn some effort to do that again, because that is a bad one to fucking have.
That's 3 points of effort to burn to re-roll that.
I got it.
Okay.
Big money, no Emmys.
Just definitely don't want to. Yay!
Oh, nice.
Hell yeah.
That's 4.
Oh yeah.
It swipes at you with that massive wing, on the side of the creature, smashing down into the deck just below your feet. You jump back and spin, kind of using the ballista as a little bit of leverage to position yourself around, and you're able to avoid that hit. Well done.
Sweet.
Next up is a couple of the creatures that you shot past on your ship. They are attempting to pursue. They're going to have to use all of their effort to keep up. They're basically, they're not able to, get any closer, but they're also not further away, if that makes sense. They're following you at an even pace. Both of them are. Dr. Plume, you are up next. Two of the creatures have latched itself onto your ship, and one of them just took a swipe at your buddy. What are you doing?
Aiming for the one that's swiped at Zolos.
Okay.
And it's a 5.
Oof, it is a 5. That is a miss. It goes right over the creature's head.
Ooh, alas.
Okay, next up is the next creature. It's going to use its movement and action to get closer to you, Dr. Bloom. It is doing a little bit of damage to the deck of your ship as well as it moves, because it's basically using those massive chicken-like claws to smash into the wood and pull itself closer. So it's like rending a little bit of the wood of the ship. Skarn, you're up next. You are in the captain's chair. What are you doing?
So how do ranges work on this map since it's squares instead of hexes?
Yeah, I know. We're kind of ignoring that a little bit. So imagine each range is about 15 feet long.
15 feet. Okay, so there's not a whole lot I can do here.
You can remove
I can't move around the cabin with the crown on, right? I can pop over here to the door.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just sort of lean out the door and fire an illusion at this thing to make it feel like it just got hit from behind? It won't do any actual damage, but
illusions
just a distraction.
Can't make anything physical, so it wouldn't be something that the creature could feel. But you can make
yes, I can fool any one of the 5 senses.
Oh,
so
can
I
you?
see it or hear it or smell it. But
Can I assist seeing Skarn starting to make an illusion? I'm gonna try to wrench the ship so that hopefully the illusion will, as the illusion spooks it and it tries to rear up or bring something up to defend itself against it, I'm going to wrench the ship to try to destabilize it further and get it to fall off. Can I help that way with the? Because I know the illusion can't cause it damage, but can I help?
Okay, so you're helping by wrenching the ship as as Skarn is making this illusionary sensation that feels like it's being hit to trick it into letting go and falling off the ship. Is that basically what I'm hearing?
Yeah, if it's getting this kind of sensation that's getting hit, it's gonna try to defend itself, right? Like a knee-jerk reaction. And so I'm hoping in that moment, as it's destabilized enough that if I jerk it, it can
Yeah, I like it. Go ahead and make your illusion check. Lark is expending 2 effort to assist you in this, so you do get to roll 2 dice instead of 1. I think for this, you're aiming for a 5.
Okay. a little bit of a weird one because it's like the specific definition of the illusion power says I can create any effect. I only rolled 1 die, I'm sorry. That is up to my size, which is like, what is a physical sensation up to one's size? How does that make sense?
Like you know when you're when you have like a weird twinge in your body, like you feel it like ticking or twitching. That's basically what it would be. But on a creature of this size, it's kind of massive. So, oof.
Well,
Ouch.
I tried, I'm sorry.
Your
cool,
best roll was a 7. Unfortunately, that is a failure. Like you see the creature twitch and react to this odd sensation, but it only makes the creature like latch on harder, doing more damage to the body of your ship.
Dang it.
Alas.
Okay, at your current speed, the next 2 creatures are unable to catch up. They are currently like maintaining speed with you all, but they are unable to gain any forward movement on you. So that's good there. Boomy, you're on the top of the ship. It is your turn. What are you doing?
All right, I gotta get these guys off the off the hull. So I'm aiming at this guy right here.
Aiming at the guy that's fucking with Zolos. You got it.
And I'm gonna support myself on this one.
Okay, expending 3 effort to help yourself. So you get to roll 2 dice, and you're aiming for that 4.
A 3.
Nice, with a
Hell
3.
yeah.
Yeah, you're able to aim your ballista down, fire it. The bolt goes flying through the air, piercing the thick hide of the creature, which roars in pain. Take 1 point of damage there.
Yeah.
Zolos, you're up next.
I mean, yeah, he's just gonna kind of spin around and shoot at the one right in front of him.
Okay.
Let's go. Assume that was one of the kittens.
That was Princess Fuzzy Britches. I am late to giving him dinner, so he's mad.
Can't help myself
dare
this
you.
time. Yeah, and he just turns around and he doesn't hit the air tank that's positioned conveniently in the thing's mouth.
No.
Unfortunately not. Lark, it is your turn.
Oh boy. Okay. I'm. So the ones that we shot past, are they still trying to get to us?
They are in pursuit. If you glance back towards the radar, you would be able to see that they are in hot pursuit of your ship. They are just as far away. They haven't gained any. They haven't gotten closer to you, but they're not further away either.
Shit. So us going at our fastest is the same speed that they can do.
Seems like it.
Skarn, is Skarn still attached? Like, is Skarn still wearing the crown, or?
Yep.
Okay. I'm just gonna look at Skarn. I'm like, if you have access to engineering, see if you can get us a little boost and put us in full burn.
I'll see what I can do.
And I'm gonna try to go for speed again. Don't want them catching up.
Okay. Well, let's see here. You're rolling to accelerate as fast as you can, and maintain maneuverability through this very dangerous area. You're still aiming for that 2.
Hmm. Okay. Am I rolling 1 or 2 dice?
Skarn, do you have 2 effort to spend?
I sure do.
Oh, glorious. You are marvelous.
Oh yeah.
Please, oh please, oh please, oh please, oh please. 2!
Ooh. All right.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Thank God.
Hell yeah.
Skarn focuses their energy. It concentrates and tries to use that connection it has with the ship to increase its energy, increase its speed output. And the ship jerks and lurches forward as Lark pushes the engines to their limits and past. All of you out on the deck of the ship feel that increased momentum as the ship burns forward at an incredible speed. You watch as the ship kind of banks a little bit, going around a particularly large asteroid. And as you glance behind, you do see that the creatures that are in pursuit of you are starting to lag behind. There's definitely an increased distance between them, but those 2 that are latched onto the ship are still latched on. Okay, that's it for your turn. Next up, we have one of those creatures that are attached to the ship. It's going to move forward towards you, Skarn, since you keep shooting at it. And it looks very hungry as it reaches out towards you with its gigantic mouth. I need
Skarn
you to
or
roll.
Zolos?
Zolos, sorry, not Skarn, Zolos. So Zolos, I need you to make an avoid check. You're aiming for that 4 again.
Ugh, it's a 9.
Oof. Yeah, you're unable to avoid, and you put your arms up just in time to be smashed down by this creature. It's trying to bite at you, but you're small and it's big, and it basically like chin butts you down to the ground. You're going to take 2 points of damage. They hit hard to little things.
Shit.
That's it for that creature's turn. The other 2 creatures are lagging behind and are slowly starting to fade back. Those of you who are in the cockpit and can actually look at the radar, you can see that gap between your ship and those creatures is getting bigger. They are unable to keep up with you. Dr. Bloom, you're up next.
Torn between attack or reducing a wound. Reducing a wound would be the. Would it be the same as like?
Yeah. Wounds are not health. Wounds are the things you take in addition to
really
attack
bad
to
hits,
damage.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Zolos, how you doing?
I'm at half. I get 2 of 4.
Yeah, I feel so great about that. Yeah, I am going to restore a health to Zolos. Since we're right by each other.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so
would've been
you
my
are
rush.
using your magic to. Does that take effort?
So this is the interesting part. So it technically would take 2, except I have the sidekick
Nice.
ability. Yeah, so it takes 1.
Takes 1. Nice. So you use 1 point of effort to heal him for 1 point of health.
Yes.
Very nice. That is going to be it for your turn. Next up is the creature that's closest to you that's latched onto the side of the ship. It is the momentum of the ship is kind of pulling it back a little bit. You can see its claws raking against the edges of your ship as it tries to pull itself towards you. It is going to attempt to make an attack against you, Dr. Bloom. I need you to make an avoid check as well.
What kind of roll is avoid again?
Avoid is basically just your reflexes.
Oh.
So anything that you have that can assist with defense or anything like that, change the dice. But otherwise, you're rolling a d10 and you're aiming for a 4.
Does hesitant impact this?
No, not in this circumstance.
Okay, well, phew, that was really bad.
That's good.
Aiming for a 4. I need all the help I can get. Not enough though. 6.
With
Poor
that
sad bird.
6, you see one of those claws reach out and slash at you. It takes a nice big chunk out of you. You're going to take 2 points of damage.
Okay. Oof.
Oof indeed. Skarn, you're up next.
I truly don't know what I can do here. They're out of range of everything I've got except throwing the same trick at him I did last turn.
Mm-hmm.
So... this might be a bum turn, but while I'm connected to the ship, can I, commune with it and its systems and see if there's anything the ship has that we haven't pulled out yet that might be helpful?
So the ship itself is not intelligent. It's not really a living thing. What you can do is you can use your... this is what I will allow. You have potent powers.
Yes.
So what I will allow you to make is a check using your potent powers. If you're able to do this, you're basically going to be infusing the ship with your own magic. It's going to give your ship a lot more power and is going to potentially allow you to get a lot more energy out of those ship's engines. However, there is also a cost to this, and if you fail your roll, you're going to take some damage.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. How could I say no?
Yeah.
So yeah, this is going to be a D8 check for you.
Okay.
What you're aiming for with that D8 is a 3. But if you're able to make this, you're going to infuse the ship with your magical power, and it's going to make it. It's going to make these creatures attached to your ship have to make a check to hold on.
Interesting. Okay.
Powers go.
Let's see how we can do here.
Oh yes!
Nice.
Nice.
Hell yes!
Yeah, that's a nat 1, so I'm just going to say, like, you sit down in your chair, you close your eyes, and just focus all of your energy down into the ship through the connection of the crown and the harness that goes into the ship's engines. Lark, you're piloting the ship. You're at the wheel, spinning it around to try to avoid all these asteroids, when suddenly, like, there's a flash of warning on the navigational console next to you, showing an overcharge in the ship's engines. The ship just whoosh, a burst of energy comes shooting out from the thrusters of the ship. I'm going to need everybody to make a roll to hold on. Now, those of you who are outside on the ship, you have your harnesses on. So even if you fail this roll, you're not gonna go flying away from the ship. You're just gonna lose your positioning where you are.
Okay.
All of you need to roll a 5 on a check to maintain your footing and hold on.
Yeah, it's only like the second or third time I've gotten the ship to accelerate and knocked everybody over.
It's true. It's true.
Well, it's a 7 from the dock.
Oh, 3 for Lark.
That roll, though. 3.
I guess with his wrestling and grappling thing, would he be able to get maybe a D8 on this?
Yeah, you can get a D8 for that.
Still fucking. But it's not that bad. So.
Okay, interesting. The stalker that is hanging on next to Dr. Bloom loses its grasp on the ship and goes flying away. The one that's hanging on closest to Zolos maintains its grip.
Dang it. Okay, but we're down to 1. We're down to 1.
It's progress.
Mm-hmm. Dreezy, you're up next.
I'm still trying to get this guy off the side. I'm gonna shoot at him.
Okay. Aiming for that 4.
Weird.
5 is a failure, but you do regain a point of effort.
Yep.
Zolos, you're up next. That thing is right on you. Oh, I forgot to talk about who hung on, didn't I? Let's take a look at that.
I believe it was me and Zolos that got knocked.
Yep, the both of you are like dangling on your tethers right now. So you're actually kind of like half off the ship, flying through the air. But still attached. But Zolos, like, you're off the deck. You're being held by this harness as the ship is just pulling you along like a kite. Down below, you can see the creature still latched onto the ship, looking up at you, but is still hanging on down below. So you're not within range of your ballista, but you're also not really in close range to that thing.
Alright,
So what do you want to do?
So it's kind of hanging, kind of on, like it's like on the edge of the ship, kind of dangling.
Yeah, it's on the edge of the ship. One leg is like holding on to the deck. The other is holding on to the side, dug in there, and just holding on for dear life.
And so I'm not really in position to shoot the ballista. But
yeah, you're
like,
not
how
close to
long
it.
is this tether? Did we ever really establish
we've
that?
never really established. We're calling it. They're probably like 30-foot long ropes. They're attached to the central mast, or to one of the masts, or something like that, or to the side of the ship, whatever.
That's a lot of potential badness.
Yeah,
So
you're
it's
like
gonna
kind of
take-
holding on right now. So
yeah, I was gonna say, like, if I could just, like, you know, fucking all super cool, like, kind of like run along the ship, like if it was how long it would, and like stab the thing. But yeah, no, he'll just kind of, I guess, make his. I mean, so I'm hanging on. I mean, yeah, he'll just kind of crawl back up on top of the ship,
Okay.
with his, and just kind of move maybe back away from this thing a little bit.
Okay, so to climb your way back down the rope and get to the deck of the ship again is going to be a strength check or an athletics check.
So, like, I guess, where exactly am I on the ship right now? I'm not hanging
You're
off.
off. You're like off the
Okay.
ship. You're not touching the deck right now. You're just flying in the air, being held on by that rope tether.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, I mean, crawling back in would be the best option. What's my, what am I shooting for?
Let's say this is going to be a 6.
Jesus Christ. That's 9.
Damn.
I'm
Dang.
still just kind of dangling.
Yeah, well, you did regain a
We've
point
got
of
someone
effort,
else's.
but you are just dangling, holding on for dear life, like literally like a human kite, or whatever kind of creature you are, kite, just dangling off the side of the ship. Think you're like a Triton?
Yeah.
A Triton kite.
Right in case.
Yeah, no, that's it.
Yep, that's it for you. Lark, you're up next. Your ship is going faster than you've ever really pushed those thrusters before. You look over at the console, and you can tell, like, right now you're maintaining that speed thanks to Skarn, but you're not sure how long the ship can maintain this level of thrust before burning out. So, are you going to try to push on and maintain the speed and fly through the asteroid belt as quickly as you can? Or are you going to try to force it to slow down and hopefully save the engine?
I'm gonna try and slow it down a bit now that we've gotten some space between us and the other ones that are chasing.
Okay.
Now that we've got that buffer.
So you want to maintain enough thrust to keep them away from you all, and not gain some ground, but you want to slow it down to not burn out the engines. So this is going to be a control check, manipulating the controls and manually slowing down the engine to not put any more strain on Skarn. So give me a control check. You're aiming for a 5.
Five.
5
Ooh.
on the nose. Nice.
Whew.
You call out to Skarn to let go of their magic. You hit a couple controls on the side, reducing the speed of the engines. You watch as the energy levels dip down from the red and alarm down into the safe limits. You glance back towards the radar system, and you can see that the creatures are not able to keep up. They are slowly starting to drift backwards a little bit more, and at least a couple of them, after your turn is over, is going to be basically just turning around and leaving.
Okay, that's good.
The one that remains is the one that's still attached to the ship. It's looking about. It can see Zolos flying there on his tether. Dr. Bloom is on his tether as well, just kind of flapping there in the aether current. The creature is going to look backwards towards the cabin of the ship itself, seeing the glass there and seeing through it towards the people on the other side. It now seems to be moving down the deck of the ship towards the cabin and is going to end up about right here.
Oh.
Dr. Bloom, you're up next.
Flapping in the wind, am I?
You are flapping in the wind.
Okay, I'm gonna try to get back to the ballista.
Okay, this is going to be a strength check.
Okay.
Aiming for, well, let's see. You're not, like, super strong, are you?
No.
I think for you, this check is going to be a 5.
Doc, are you kidding me?
Oof.
No luck. Yeah.
The dice are not kind to y'all today.
Nope.
With an
Oh, really
8,
not.
you are unable to pull yourself back towards the deck of the ship.
Yeah.
Good news is the creature that got dislodged from Lark's maneuvering is falling behind. They are well past the ship at this point. Skarn, it is your turn. You had heard Lark telling you to let go of your magic, to not burn out the engines, and you have complied. You are now, your eyes are now open. You're seeing what's going on. What are you doing?
Okay. Now that it has moved closer, if I come back to the door here, is it within range for me to try and ping it with the crossbow?
Yes.
Okay. It's likely not gonna do much, but it is at least a thing I can do to participate.
Absolutely. You can also
The weird
use
thing
your
about combat magic.
Yeah,
is-
you also got combat
The weird
magic.
thing about combat magic is that at low levels, it pretty much only works in melee range. So
That's true. That is true.
yeah.
Well, go ahead and make a shot with your crossbow. You're aiming for a 4.
Okay. Oh, all right, sure.
Hell yeah. Let's go.
Hell yeah, with a nat 1. You can see that creature like clawing its way towards you and the cabin. You peek your head out of the door, you aim your crossbow, line up with that gigantic eye directly above the creature's mouth. Fire your crossbow, your tiny little bolt, which probably wouldn't have done any damage to the thing's hide, goes into the eye perfectly. like dead center right into the cornea. The creature roars in pain, thrashing about wildly. It does take critical damage, and it is now blinded. It closes its eye, and it's thrashing about, raking claws across the deck of the ship.
Oh dear.
It is severely wounded.
Well, I mean, it's better than a person, but boy, that's a lot of damage to the ship.
Boomy, you're up next.
This thing's still alive. I'm taking another ballista shot at him.
Okay, take a ballista shot, aiming for that 4.
Right in the eye.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Damn, exactly a 4. Boomy, this thing has a little crossbow bolt in its eye, and its eyelids closed. It's thrashing about wildly on the deck of the ship. Tell us how this looks to take out the creature once and for all.
Nice. You leave my friends and my ship alone, you overgrown kite! He shoots the ballista bolt, and it goes just like right through its head. Leaves the big hole in its head.
Absolutely. And just basically pins the thing down onto the deck. The creature slumps down to the ground, struggling a little bit before it finally relaxes. It is now dead, and you have successfully gotten away from the creatures. Well done, everybody.
Damn.
Yeah, so from a mechanical sense, you're like, it takes you a little bit for your group to climb back onto the deck of the ship, Zolos and Dr. Bloom, but you are eventually able to pull yourselves over to the deck. Skarn, Lark, the two of you maintain your speed, rocketing through the asteroid belt to get to the other side safely. You can look back and see that the creatures have given up pursuit. You're well past their hunting territory, and you're making your way towards the solar system itself. There's a total of 6 planets in this system. You know you have to head towards the 3rd, and that's where you align your ship and begin closing that distance. And I feel like that's an excellent place to end things for this evening. So, well done, everybody. You have survived yet another harrowing encounter out in the wilds of the universe. And you're heading towards a brand new planet. That should be fun. And that's where we're going to be picking things up in 2 weeks. So.
Whew.
Space adventures, am I right?
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Your ship has basically taken 3 points of damage.
Shit. Okay.
So it is a little damaged. The sides of it are cut up a little bit. The deck is as well. But you've got a little time before you get to the planet, so you can start making repairs and that sort of thing, which we'll address next session. But until then, thank you to everyone who watched this evening. We very much appreciate you tuning in and hanging out with us. Come back in 2 weeks to find out if the Wayfarer crew are able to patch up their ship by the time they reach the planet. And then we get to find out what happens when they go searching through a brand new planet to pick up some supplies. Can't wait to see what they do down there. I'm sure it'll be fine. There's nothing to get into trouble with on a brand new planet filled with giant beetles.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
It's fine.
Well, anyway, let's go ahead and go around the table and have everybody tell us who they are and where we can find them on the internet. And Zolos, you're the one who did the recap, so why don't you go first?
Well, I have been Zolos Vohnagath tonight. Regular name is Joe. You can also find me coming up on Wednesday of this same week as Corwin Oliver Goodwood in our Curse of Strahd campaign. We've gotten some dynamite information that if anybody watched our Fab 5 campaign knows there's a guy named Mitchell that was there, and apparently he's been in Barovia for 30-something years. And he's actually important here, kind of. He was someone that should have been killed by a handsome...
No, he shouldn't have.
Back in the other campaign. I mean, go back to that. It was really good. No, but we're going to check out some people who have kidnapped someone, and we kind of don't like the Vistani right now because one of them killed one of our friends. So maybe we'll kill him, maybe we won't. I don't know. But that's gonna be fun. So come watch that on Wednesday. You can find me Blood from a Stone on Twitter. Lately, it's just been shitting on conservatives, and after tomorrow, I'll still shit on conservatives. So no matter what happens.
Fair enough. Dr. Bloom, you're up next.
Hi, everyone. I'm playing your invisible, currently, Dr. Ezra Bloom. My name is Nico, and you can find me on the internet at Static Blue Stray. Thank you, as always.
Heck yeah. Boomy, you're up next.
I'm Dreezy Boomy. My name is KOINES in real life. If you want to talk to me on the internet, Twitter, what's the other one called? Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram, Discord. All of it is at Devil Fetish.
Right on. Lark, you're up next.
Hi. Real name's Alyssa. You can find me not really many places on the internet. I'm on Instagram where I post nerdy crochet things that I make at Alyssa Crochets. But other than that, I'm actually super excited that I'm going to be playing with Bard Rock Cafe for their Rock Around the Clock charity stream.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find the dates at the moment. I don't know if they've been nailed down yet. But yeah, it's going to be super fun. And as soon as I know, I will let Matt know.
Fair enough.
And hopefully we'll see you there.
Heck yeah. Skarn, you're next.
Yeah. My name is Nobody. You can find me on Blue Sky at Nobody Adams. It's Adams with 2 Ds. There were a lot more of those, but a bunch of platforms are going away, so what do you know? I do a whole bunch of stuff, so I only like to focus one thing at a time. This week, I'd like to tell you about my podcast, The Axe Files. It is a weekly show in which we read 9 chapters of an Animorphs book every single week. It's wild. There are a lot of Animorphs books, and there is a lot of philosophical discussion about the implicit nature of violence and what it does to your soul for a kid's book.
It gets deep. Right on. Well, as always, I'm Matthew R. Dawson, your friendly neighborhood host and game master here on the Random Rhapsody Network. You can find me every Monday and Wednesday right here playing crazy games, running them for crazy people. It's always a lot of fun. We've got a lot of interconnectivity going on between all of the content we have on this channel, though it's not always easy to see. It's definitely there. All of our campaigns are actually interconnected and all take place on our homeworld world of Loroupa. So if you're enjoying our content and like what we do, just remember to hit the subscribe, hit the like, hit the follow, hit all of those stupid buttons because it really does help us out to do this stuff that we love to do. Other than here, you can find me on the tweets, the Instas, the Blue Skies, the everywhere else is at Scruffy Wanderer. So yeah, come hang out with us. It's always a blast. And so, on behalf of everyone here in the Wayfinder crew and everyone with Random Rhapsody, I just want to say, thank you, folks. It's been a delight. So long. Good luck. And until next time, may the winds of Æther ever fill your sails. And good night.
Hi.
Night.
Ariel.
Peace.
Oh, I finally.